Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. My name is Denise Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It's the number one training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And today is my live at 5, right? I know y'all got the theme song. Y'all know the theme song? Y'all don't know the theme song? Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on inside of the room. Let's have a conversation today, right? I mean, like, for real, a conversation. If you look at the title of the discussion that I want to have with you today, it's all about really want to change. I really want to change. Go ahead and put it inside the chat. I really want to change. I really want to change. And the whole premise of this conversation about wanting to change is that I want you to get that you already know what it is that you need to do in order to change. Put it in the chat. I know what to do. Put it in the chat. I know what to do. And sometimes we think we don't, but the knowing is not where the problem lies, right? So when I think about how I want to change, like currently right now, I still want to change in the area of my health, right? Throughout the pandemic, I've gained weight and I want to get the weight back off. And trust me, believe me when I tell you, I know all the things that I need to do in order to get the weight off. Just like whatever it is, that thing that you want to do, you know how to get it done. So the challenges, the things that I bump up against, are the things that you bump up against, right? It's actually becoming the person that I need to be to get the weight off. Because again, it's not the how. I know how. I need to cook my food. I need to measure my food. I need to work out. I need to drink water. I need to get rest. I need to do all those things. I know exactly what to do. But in order for me to really change, in order for me to be able to see those results, I have to become the person that actually do what I need to do in order to get it done. And sometimes we have blockers or blind spots. Put it in the chat, blind spots. Put it in the chat, blind spots. And these are things that we can't see that's actually preventing us from being the person that we need to become in order to get the change done or to become whoever it is that we want to be. Now, here's the thing that I want you to write down. There's three different things that I want you to keep in mind as we have this conversation all week long, because we're going to talk about this all week, right? This is like informal coaching session for the week. So you could get yourself geared up to be in a group coaching program with me, okay? So here's what I want you to get. To become that person that you need to be in order to realize that change that you want to see in your life, you have to have discipline. Put it in the chat, discipline. Put it in the chat, disciplines. For me to actually lose the weight that I want to lose, here are some of the disciplines I need to adopt, right? I need to be disciplined about prepping my food, right? I need to be disciplined about going to sleep at a good time at night, right? A time that will give me the amount of hours I need in order for my body to function in the way that I want it to function. I have to be disciplined about the amount of breads that I eat, about the amount of sweets that I eat, right? Right. Discipline, like actually know, like measurable things. You know how when people talk about getting results and having the measurable goals and being specific and it being time bound, like these things are real things, and in order for you to see results in your life, they have to exist, because if they don't, you'll never be able to see the progress that you're making, and no one else will be able to either. And if you are a business owner, even the people that you coach, even the people that you work with, if you don't have specific measurable attainable things that they can see and achieve and measure and see the progress, they're not going to be willing to invest in the program, in the process, in the methodology. So these are things that you also have to practice and do for yourself. And that will be the first thing, discipline. Hey, I see you guys out there. So then the second thing that I want you to put in the chat is commitment, right? So as you are gaining these disciplines, as you are figuring out the things that you need to do in order to really change, you have to be committed to do them. And when I say to do them, meaning they have to exist, like you have to either have them on your calendar, you have to have accountability partners, like you have to commit to making this actually a part of your life. Or you're not going to be able to see the result. You're not going to be able to see the change. And you may be wondering, well, how do I commit myself? Because I can say that I'm going to do a particular thing, but if I don't do it, what's the consequence? Well, the consequence is, number one, you're not going to see the result. Number two, hey, Dr. Roz, how you doing? Number two, you're not going to be able to honor yourself. And you know how I talk about this all the time about your word, right? Honoring your word, it makes such a big impact on you and also the people around you. But if you remember the lesson that I taught like years ago, I don't know, I just replayed it not too long ago. Maybe it was in 2017, 2018. And what makes it so hard for us to be able to trust what other people are saying. And it comes from us not honoring our word, not actually honoring the things that we say to ourselves. So it's easy for us to not trust other people. It's easy for us not to believe what it is that we're being told by someone else because we don't honor the things that we say to us. So why would someone else actually do what they said they were going to do? Why would someone else honor to come over to show up for you in a time of need if you don't even show up for yourself, right? It would make it difficult for you to understand or to believe someone else. So commitment is such a big thing. Okay, and then number 3, time bound, right? The amount of time. Like, how long do you have to be disciplined? How long do you have to be committed? How long do you have to go to bed at night, Deneen? How long do you have to meal prep your food, Deneen? How long do you have to work out, Deneen? How long do you have to drink the water? Well, I'm speaking to myself. Forever. Put it in the chat. Forever. Forever. And the reason why this may be a hard thing to hear, but it's easy to slip back into your old way of being, your old routine. And sometimes we think in order to reach our goal that is short term, that we have to have these disciplines and we have to have this commitment. But what I'm telling you is, in order for you to continue to see those results in your life that you produce from being committed and disciplined with the things that you need to do them forever. And when you get in your mind that you actually have to become that person that would do those things forever to see those results, it will prevent you from being on the up and down, the slip and slide, the back and forth, the results today, the no results tomorrow. It'll get you off the yo-yo. It'll get you off the up and down. And who wants to be on the up and down forever? I know I don't. But you got to get that those things that you've done to get the results that you see in your life, you have to maintain it. Because if not, the results that you see will fade away. I hope that makes sense to you. So anybody out there that really want to change, do you really, really, really want to change? So if you really, really want to change and you really, really want to see the results in your life and you really, really want to make the impact in the lives of the people that you care about and you love, then you got to really become disciplined about the things that you already know to do. And sometimes we think it's something more, like that we're missing something, like someone's holding out on us. There's some secret sauce. There's some secret way of being. There's some secret action that you need to take. But there's not. There's no secret action that you need to take. There's no secret thing that someone's holding from you. There's no secret. Nobody's holding anything from you. The things that you already know to do that you're not doing is what you need to gain the muscle, the discipline, the strength in order to do to get the results that you want to see. So put in the chat right now, what is it that you really want to change in your life? For me, it's my health. I want to change my health. That's what I'm putting in there. I want to change my health. I really, really want to be a person, to get to a point where it's not consistently a yo-yo. And the reason why it has been a yo-yo is because I have not committed to doing this forever. Do you get it? Like, it's not just for as long as you want to be on a diet plan. It's like forever. I have to adopt habits in my life forever in order to be able to see the results. Okay, Dr. Roz, you said your health as well. Yeah. So, Dr. Roz, what is it that you're willing to do? What is it that you know to do that you're not doing right now? So, for me, it's no, I work out consistently. So, I'm not going to say that, but it's definitely drinking water, right? Spending QT time with my husband and my boys. Okay, that's something that you want to change. So tell me, what is it, Dr. Roz? Who would you need to be in order to be a person to spend time with your husband and your boys? Right. Drinking water for me is definitely one. Meal prep is another thing for me, right? I'm committing to y'all. Y'all can see the things that I'm working on, right? As well. So I need to meal prep consistently in order to do that. So, Dr. Roz, what is it since you're here? This is the this is coaching this week. So you show up, you get coached. You don't show up, you don't get coached. So, Dr. Roz, spending QT with your husband and your boys. What are some of the things that you could do that you know to do right now in order to have quality time with your husband and your boys? Put it in the chat. You said I work out and meal prep. I need to drink water. Yeah. Um, be intentional with scheduling date nights. Okay. What else? What was something else? So you could be intentional about scheduling date nights. What else? For me is I need to go to bed at by 10 o'clock every night. Ask them what they want to do each week. Okay. All right. Ask them what they want to do each week. Okay. What else? So we got at least two things, right? You could be intentional about scheduling date nights. You can ask them what they want to do. What else, Dr. Roz? And see, the things that you should be working on and talking to me about while I'm coaching here live, right, is things that's really important to you, right? Not what other people are doing, not what uh you think people want you to do, but the things that's really important to you, the things that you want to make a difference in your life and for other people. Prioritize items on my calendar for sure, because if you don't prioritize the time on your calendar, it's going to bump into your date nights and asking them what it is that they want to do because you may not even have time in order to do those things. What else are you present to? Hey, sissy, how you doing? So, what we're talking about right now, sissy, is something that you really want to change in your life, right? And I don't know what it is or what area it is or what thing. For me, it's my health, right? For Dr. Roz, it's health and also quality time with her husband and her boys. So, what would it be for you? Because this week is it's all about really wanting to change. And in order for you to get that for you to change something in your life, it's going to require you to become someone else. I shared that she said health and relationships. Okay, health and relationships. Oh, we almost got a health community right here. We probably just need to all buddy up together and make something happen. But health and relationships, well, since I've been including things that I need to do for myself for my health, which you guys can either adopt, look at, talk about. She said facts, right? LaShawn, we could talk about relationships, right? So in order, when you say relationships, what does that mean? That's such a broad a broad thing, right? Um, you want to change the relationship with whom? Like what relationship? And Dr. Roz, you got anything else that you could do with your boys? Romantic relationship. Okay. So who do you need to become? And what are some things that you need to do? Because you already know what you can do in order to see this change in your life, right? Are you clear on some things you can do, like the obvious, right? Right. Some of the obvious things, because we think that we don't have any idea on what it is that we need to do in order to see these changes actually manifest in our lives. And we do. We totally do. The question is, who do we need to become in order for these changes to exist? And what I was talking about, she said some of them, list some of them, put them in the chat. Give me something. Give me something, LaShawn. So for me, centered around my health, I said that I need to drink more water. I needed to meal plan consistently, right? And I have to be committed to these change. I need to go to bed by 10 o'clock at night every night. I need to move my working out is good, right? My working out is good. No question about it, no doubt about it. It's good. It could be better. Like I probably need to incorporate weights. So I'm gonna put weight training because I do cardio, right? I walk slash run my neighborhood, but I need to do some weight training. It would totally help and make a difference. So working on my relationship with God, okay. Confidence, um, romantic relationship. So how would you get to, which I think this is good, right? We were having a conversation about me having a talk inside of Jesus Sprinkle community about glowing up. And when I wanted to enter into a relationship or have relationships that were going to lead to marriage, there were certain things that I had to do for myself, right? First, I became celibate. That was number one. Number two was I stopped dating for like 2 years, right? I worked on myself. Like I worked on my health. I lost weight. I got my own place. Like I was just really focusing on preparing myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I was added to the body of Christ. I made God number one, like the first priority, the number one relationship in my life, which I think is great, LaShawn, that you said working on my relationship with God, right? That was a place that I started. Trusting, she said, trusting myself. Let me see, trusting myself to help me trust others, trusting myself to help me trust others. Yep, I talked about that before you got here about honoring your word. And the reason why we don't trust ourselves is because we don't honor our word. We don't even trust ourselves to follow our gut, right? Because we've let ourselves down so much by lying to ourselves. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, right? You just really just need to stop lying to yourself. You need to really decide that you're going to do these things that you keep talking about, because every time you don't follow through, another piece of you die. It crumbles. It goes down a level. Like you are making yourself shameful, disappointed when you don't have to if you just do what you said you was going to do for yourself, right? For yourself. Being open and out to meet others. Okay, being open and out to meet others. How does that exist? What does that look like in the world as an existence? To be open and out to meet others. How do you make that real, tangible, measurable goals? How do you make that happen? Work on mindset about relationships. I get that. Yep, I get it. There is things that you have to work on in your mind. What exactly do you feel you need to strengthen mentally about relationships to prepare yourself? Right? Is it your value? Do you believe that you contribute and bring things to the table? You have to, right? I know you as a person, you got to get that there's things that you bring to the table. Maybe you don't. Maybe that's why we in conversation, right? This is why this coaching is happening right now. Okay, exactly. So I don't know who else is out there. Dr. Roz, if you still here, put I'm here. And hopefully you're still thinking about some things that you can do with your husband and your boys to have quality time, right? And here's the thing too. Sometimes when it comes to other people, like husbands and wives, she said, "I'm here." Okay, good. So here's another thing that you have to get when you have plans and you're dealing with someone like you, Dr. Roz, your husband and your boys, and you want to make these plans and quality time, right? Maybe it's, and I don't know if you can have this conversation together. I mean, it's a totally different relationship, right? The relationship with your husband is totally different than the relationship that you have with your boys. So, are you willing to have a relationship with, I mean, a conversation with your husband about quality time and what it is that you see, the possibility that you're creating for you and your husband's relationship, right? Because it's one thing to have this idea of what you want your relationship to look like for you, it's another thing to be in communication and talk about what y'all both want your relationship to look like. So you could come together and work towards the same thing, because it would be horrible for you to be working by yourself or trying to, and I don't even want to say coerce somebody or but to be working on your relationship in a way that you're alone and by yourself may cause more frustration and disappointment. So have the conversation with your husband. I challenge you today, Dr. Roz, today, tonight, this evening, whenever you can find the time, today though, today, do you get today? Put it in the chat, Dr. Roz, that I said today. Because also we put off having conversations for the fear of the response or what the other person is going to say, but you really truly don't have an idea. What you have to be most concerned about is how you enter into the relationship, right? What is it that you're perceiving that's going to be said? And you got to get rid of all of that before you have the conversation, because you really don't know. So you have to be open to whatever it is that your husband's going to say. But don't go into it thinking it's going to start an argument or upset or breakdown, or he's not going to want to spend time with you or nothing. Like, you got to release all those things. Like, whatever that conversation is, you got to release it. You got to release it. And that's to whoever got to have a conversation today with their husband, their children, people that you care about, whatever impact that you want to make in the lives of people, and you want a partnership in doing it, the conversation needs to happen as soon as possible and not later, right? Because it says something about you when you're able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in your life. When you're able to reach goals and accomplish things that you want in your life, how does it make you feel? How do you feel about yourself? Put it in the chat. I know for me, when I'm able to accomplish the things that I really want to accomplish in life, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I feel like a boss. I feel like I'm up to something. I feel like I'm capable of doing so much more. But when I don't honor the things that I say that I want to see in my life by doing what's required for those things to show up, then I'm disappointed, right? And I'm shameful, right? And I don't feel like much of a coach at all. So it behooves me to honor my word in order for me to show up powerfully for you. Do you get that? And it's the same thing for the people in your life. So how does it make you feel when you accomplish things that you talk about, that you live for? Put it inside the chat. I want to see it. How does it make you feel? And a lot of things, the way that we respond to life is based on feelings, which is not a bad thing. But you got to get that sometimes you're not going to feel like prepping the food. You're not going to feel like working out. You're not going to feel like having a conversation with your husband. You're not going to feel like putting yourself out there to meet new people. But you got to be connected to the result that you want to see in your life, or the impact that you want to make in other people's lives, that you have something in you that makes you do it anyway. Right? That makes you prep the food, that makes you crack open the bottle of water and drink the water, that make you go for the run in the neighborhood, that make you make the phone call to a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time because there was some type of breakdown that you never cleared up. You didn't clean it up and you need to clean it up. So I challenge you today, all week. I'm coaching all week, right? You show up, I coach you. You don't show up, you hit a replay. And there's still a listening for, right? Because a lot of us go through the same things. We battle with the same situations. And all we have to do is be a listening for what's happening with someone else, to see our story, to be able to raise our hand, to be able to gain something from the conversation. Now, look, I haven't seen anything in the chat for a while, so I don't know if it's something wrong with my internet service or you guys are not responding. But I see that you're here. I see that you're here. So she said, I feel like, okay, thank you, Dr. Daraz. I feel like I'm in his will. I'm in my flow. When I'm not, I feel off and frustrated. Absolutely. But do you get, in order to be in flow, in order to be in his will, in order for you to be excited about the things that you accomplish, you have to be in action. Right. And I'm not talking about the still moments, the days of silence where we're waiting for and listening for instructions or our next best step or opportunity. But I'm talking about the things that we know to do already that we're not doing for whatever reason, because we feel like we got time tomorrow, because we feel like it's not a big deal. But everything matters. And when you get that everything matters, I remember sharing a piece about 99%. It's something in one of my coaching programs, right? But it was kind of, I think it was talking about integrity and how, you let integrity kind of seep out slowly. And you're thinking that this little thing that you're stepping over is not going to matter, right? But let's say it's washing dishes. One of my accountability partners and I was talking today, and she was like, we think not putting the dishes in the dishwasher is not a big thing and we could skip it. But if you continue to skip it for a week, can you imagine that you may have gnats all in the house or bugs crawling all over the place? Like, it may sound small, but it's not something that you need to keep out of integrity each and every day. No, somebody need to step up and put the dishes in the dishwasher and press the start button after you add the soap. Because if not, it's going to create something bigger and harder to clean up later. So it's the same thing for these small things that we think is not important in our life, like drinking the water and going for the walk and making the phone calls and having the conversations with our husbands and our sons about how we can spend quality time together. Because if you get, and you're anything like me, Dr. Roz, I get that my daughter is leaving me soon, right? She's actually going to be in college somewhere else in some other space with some other people. And I'm not going to be able to be in conversation with her the way I have been in the house. I'm not going to be able to see her and hug her every day and kiss on her and lay with her in the bed, right? So the quality time is important. And shout out to DJ. Her birthday is tomorrow. My daughter's birthday, my oldest, is tomorrow. So look, I want you to get, this week, we're going to spend this time together. We're going to get to, really making the change. Today, we're talking about really becoming, right? Becoming that person, because there's someone that you need to become to see the results. Like for me, I've done the weight loss 150 times. I'm going to tell you where my mistake is. My mistake is the timeline on how long I have to do it. I don't want to have to do it forever. But guess what? In order for me to maintain the results that I see in weight loss in my life, I have to do it forever. That's it. That's the rub. Like, is no getting around. I got to maintain the healthy habits in order to maintain the results from my body and my life. Like, I always got to drink enough water. I always got to get enough rest. I always got to eat healthy so my body can respond. It's a forever journey, right, Pamela? It's a forever journey. So get out of the quick fix. I want this to be easy, right? It's something about that too. I have this conversation, and I don't know about you, but I have this conversation that I want things to be easy. I want things to be easy. Anybody guilty like me? I just want it to be easy. I want it to be easy. And when I say easy, I mean not a lot of effort. Not a lot of effort. I don't want to have to meal prep. I don't want to have to count how many bottles of water I'm drinking. I don't want to have to do that. She said, me. Okay, thank you, Dr. Roz, for the honesty. Thank you, Dr. Roz. So you with me. And it takes me becoming someone else. Y'all don't understand. Every day I get to choose to be a person that honor my word and the results that I want to see in my life, regardless of how I'm feeling about wanting it to be easy. Do y'all get that? Do you get that? Right. Easy and do it one time and be done. Right. That part. Right. For those of us who are in business and have to make cold calls or reach out to people to see how we can be of service, we don't want to have to do that all the time. We don't want to have to put ourselves out there. We don't want to have to talk to people on the phone and make phone calls and follow up and do all this stuff. We want it to be easy. As a matter of fact, we want people to come to us. Tell me I'm lying. Okay, sister Esty is like, yeah, right. We just, it's the effort. But it takes that to be the type of leaders that we want to be, to make the impact that we want to make. Just look at the life of Jesus. It was no easy effort. It was he worked every conversation. Let me tell you what I'm standing for. Let me tell y'all what I am, the possibility that I'm creating in my life is I want to be so powerful in my conversations that every conversation that I have, I transform someone's life. Do you know what my level of listening has to be? Do you know how intentional I have? Do you know that I have to actually be with people? Right? I mean, like present. Like I gotta be with them. I gotta listen to what it is they're saying. I gotta recreate what it is that they have said to me so that they know that they're heard. Like I have to be with people. Do y'all know that we don't even like to be with people? Do y'all get that we have conversations with people and we miss some of the words that they say because we're already thinking about how we're gonna respond? Y'all guilty of that? I'm guilty of that sometimes. I'm guilty of that sometimes, right? But in order for you to change people's lives, Dr. Roz, Pamela, Sister Estes, with and our LaShawn and our businesses and the conversation as managers at other people's business and companies, like we got managers. We're managing people. We're touching lives every day. We can make an impact every day. But some of us, we don't even listen to what people are saying to us. Do y'all get that? Do y'all get how disrespectful it is to be in conversation with people and you ain't even listening to what they saying, or even doing other things like looking down at your phone and looking off into space. Do y'all get how disrespectful that is? How does that make you feel when people are with you at dinner or lunch and they pick up their phone while you're talking and start doing something? Your level of recovery has to be stellar as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like it's all, Pamela, it's all connected, right? You can't be exceptional in any area of life without it bleeding somewhere else. Unimportant, right? Everything is important. Everything is important. This is how we step over things and and how little molehills turn into mountains is when, yes, it is disrespectful. It is so disrespectful. So I challenge you, the next time you're out with people that you love, your friends, your family, I challenge you to not bring out your phone. Put your phone on do not disturb and be with them. Dr. Roz, when you're with your husband and your children, and you first have to have the conversation to make sure y'all on the same page, right? The conversation. But when you get to spend that quality time with them, nobody pulls out the phone. The only time the phone comes out is if y'all taking a picture to capture the moment. It's a way to be, you guys, to impact people in a different way. It's a way to be present. It's a way for us to impact people by really being somebody that people want to be around. Being a coach is being someone that people can open up to and they know that you're listening and that they've been heard. All right, I'm coaching this week. So I hope y'all come on Wednesday. This is all about really wanting to change. And what it takes to change is not the knowing. You already know what to do. You can make a whole list. Dr. Roz put down several things that she could do to make this quality time with her family. I put down tons of stuff that I know to do in order to have a healthier life. LaShawn put down a few things, which I know there's more that she could do in order to have a romantic relationship in her life. Look, you guys, let's go. Let's go. Yes, I am coaching today. I'm going to coach on Wednesday and I'm going to coach on Friday. It's going to be like this conversation. That means if y'all talk to me, I'm talking to you. I'm going to put a question out there and we're going to be in conversation. We're going to get to the nitty gritty of some of this stuff. And I don't know, Pamela, what it is for you. So the question that I had asked on the table was, what is it that you want to change in your life? What is it that you want to see that you're not seeing and you want it to change? Like, we really, really want to change. I really, really want to change. I really, really want to be healthy, but really, really wanting it, don't make it so. It requires me being disciplined, committed, and doing it forever. That part. What is it for you? Put it in the chat, Pamela, when you get a minute. Put it in the chat, Sister Estes. What is it that you want to change? And you can even look at the things that you've already changed in your life. And you can see that there was a way that you had to be. You showed up differently to that thing that required you to show up each and every time that way in order to get the results. What were some of those things? Because the way that you showed up in that area, I promise you, you probably need to do that in the area that you ain't seeing the results in. And you're not doing it. Why? Because you got some blind spots. And we're going to talk some more about that this week. I want to change, having high expectation. Yes, I want to change too, Missy. That's what I'm saying. I want to change. I really, really want to. But it takes more than the want to. It takes more than the want to. I have a relationship I want to improve. Okay, you have a relationship that you want to improve. This is good. Thank you, Pamela. Can we be in conversation real quick before I hop off? Because I got to get ready for so many things. But I'm just so excited that you guys are here. Okay, so Pamela, you have a relationship that you want to improve. Have you been in conversation with the person that you want to improve the relationship with? Have you been in conversation with them? And if you have been in conversation with them, she said hit and miss, hit and miss. Okay. All right. Are you willing to be in conversation with them today? So here is the powerful thing about being in conversation with people where we feel like the relationship is not where it's supposed to be. She said, yes. Okay, great. So can you tell me what the breakdown was in the relationship, or like something? Something. Give me something. What's the issue with the relationship? And I'm going to say this for everybody that's here on the line. The issue that you have in relationship is always with you. It's not with them. Do y'all get that? It's always with you. Because the person doesn't know how they occur for you. I can relate, Pam. She said broken trust, immaturity, and defensiveness. Okay, broken trust, immaturity, and defensiveness. Do you believe, Pamela, and the broken trust between that you had communicated clearly the expectations you had before the broken trust, the immaturity, the defensiveness happened? Did you communicate your expectations on what you wanted to see happen in that relationship before this happened? Because sometimes we believe people get what our expectations are like, and what it is that I definitely did not communicate. I expected she would know. Perfect. Now we're getting somewhere, Pamela. Now we're getting somewhere. So can you get that you could have a conversation and say, hey, I totally did not express to you. Like, I've been feeling like you can even take ownership. Like, you know what? I have built up this wall between us and I want to make this right. And I know that this may sound crazy, but since I have built this wall up between us, our relationship has suffered. And maybe you have noticed it and maybe you haven't. But let me tell you why. And tell her that you or him, because I don't even know if it's a man or female, right? That there were some things that you didn't communicate that you wanted to see happen in that relationship that didn't happen. And then be honest about it. Like, no beating around the bush, but in a like, but respectful, right? We all about respecting people. You know that I really wanted whatever to happen this particular way, and I wanted you to tell me, and I wanted you to be honest with me, and I wanted this, that, and the third. And because that didn't happen, I've been acting this kind of way towards you, right? I've been kind of reserved. I haven't been calling you as much. I haven't been spending time with you. And see, number one, how has that been making them feel? Have you noticed? Have you noticed that I've been withdrawn from this relationship? Right? And then as you guys start to talk about the expectations, the question is, do you have those same expectations? Would you like a clean slate? How could the relationship be repaired, because they didn't do anything that they knew that you had expectations for? So can you forgive them for not knowing, right? That you had these expectations anyway, because they didn't know. It's like it's she didn't know that was what you wanted. But do you see her as a person that if you expressed what you wanted, that there's an opportunity or possibility that she will honor it? Right? Because our friends love us, they care about us, they really, really do. And we get upset with people. I remember, let me tell you, Pamela, I stopped talking to one of my closest friends in college for years, right? She was in my wedding and there was some breakdown in communication. Something happened, okay? And I did not talk to her from when I got married, 2005. I got married in 2005. And I had to speak at the Southside Church of Christ in 2012. This was like my first official speaking engagement before I even knew that I wanted to speak, teach, coach, and all that stuff, right? And from 2005 until this speaking engagement, no one knew, but somewhere between maybe from 2005, 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there, I finally reached out to her. And I apologized to her for being upset with her with something that she didn't even know, right? And let me tell you what I lost, Pamela. I lost having my friend be a part of some of the most important things in my life. She didn't know about the birth of my daughter or any of the accomplishments that I made because I never told her what she did to offend me. I can't go back and share my pregnancy with her in the moment. It's a miss. So, whoever this person is in your life that you care about, that you love, that is a hit and miss, don't allow your lack of communication, because that's what it is, and your unexpressed expectations, because that's what it is, right? She didn't know. She really didn't know. She didn't know. Don't allow that to keep you from having this relationship that may never be replaced. That maybe you could never find again with somebody else. Relationships require work. And meeting people that you care about, that click with you, takes work, and it don't happen often. Right? Because if so, we would have tons of friends, and we don't. We don't. There's only a couple of people that can tolerate Deneen unfiltered and all the things. Right? And I don't want to lose them. And I don't want to allow expectations, miscommunication, things unsaid to prevent me from having those relationships. And neither should you. And neither should you, Missy. And neither should you, LaShawn or Sister Estes. Like, relationships are super important. We are not meant to do this life alone. Don't miss out on having positive relationships in your life because you didn't express what you needed. Express what you need. Express your expectations. These people care about you. They care about what you think and how you feel, but you can't go into relationships and conversations doing this. It's all right here. My girlfriend was so surprised. Number one, that she didn't even know I was upset with her. And I apologized for not allowing her to be a part of some of the special moments in my life, like the birth of my daughter. You know, she was in my wedding, all the things. And I just stopped talking. I was like, you know what? I'm done with her. And she didn't even know it. I was just done. She would send me cards and all. I ain't responding to them cards. And she kept sending them. Right? So here's the beautiful thing about her is that even though I didn't respond, she kept sending them. Isn't that awesome? She kept reaching out, even though I wouldn't respond, until finally God pricked my heart and was like, okay, you're going to stop this foolishness. And I had the conversation, but it was like 2-3 years. Like, it was like years later, Pamela, years. Right? Yeah, she really cared, Missy. Our friends really do care about us, even with our foolishness. Right? So give them the opportunity to be the great people that they are. Because I'm sure this person that you love and care about, Pamela the hit and miss, I'm sure she's an amazing person. And I'm sure if she had an idea about how you felt, about where you are and where you stand, she would show compassion and love towards you. Why? Because you her girl. Because you her girl. She couldn't even imagine probably not having a relationship with you. And she's probably happy with this hit and miss that you're doing. Right? Because she don't know that it's purposeful, that it's hit and miss. Call a Pamela today. Can you do that? Right? And just authentically share, like I shared with y'all. Like, just share. Be real. Be real. All right. This was supposed to be a 10-15 minute coaching session. We 48 minutes in, y'all. So I needed this just as much as y'all did. She said, yes, I will. Okay. So look, I love you guys. We're going to talk more on Wednesday. This is all about really changing. If you really, really want to change, if you really want to change, it's going to require you being someone else. So Wednesday, bring your life. Bring your life. I want to hear what you're changing. Wednesday, and we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna and these things that y'all put inside the list, the things that you said that you know to do, I need you to make them exist for real in your life. Like when are you going to do it? Like when are you going to make this real? Like when are you going to take the necessary actions and step? When you're going to get that you becoming this new person requires a level of discipline and commitment forever. That's the three things. That was your 1, 2, and 3. It discipline, a level of discipline, commitment to the discipline forever. Get the forever, because I want y'all to get the forever, because then y'all stop trying to get in and out and have the yo-yo results. It's forever. When you get that, you'll be on to something. All right. Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live at 5. Hey, I'm live.